Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is Tiffany, and we're with Rosenbaum Realty Group. Hi, and today we are talking about the importance of follow-up, follow-through, perseverance. Want to tell a quick story. We just brought on a client who has 8 units for our property management company, Rosenbaum Realty Group. And we have been in contact with this prospective client for well over 2 years, believe it or not. Okay, this particular client, she's got a property, her family rather has a property of 8 units up in Scottsdale. Great homes, great units, great rental units. It's right up our alley for multifamily that we manage. It's right up the alley of the property, the type of properties that we personally invest in. And we've been in contact with her since, like I said, over 2 years ago. So my point in telling you how important it is to stay in contact and follow up, it's critical. It can make or break to win that business, to win the sale. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether you're in real estate sales or other sales or any type of business out there. The importance of follow through and follow up is critical so that you can finally get what you're after. You can finally get the sale or win the business. Very crucial, very crucial.
Well, one thing you said is very important is follow up is very important because you got to realize that client on the other end, each person's going to be different and they have to trust you to a certain level. Some people start trusting quicker than others. Some people might take a month. Some people might take 3 months. Some people, because of the circumstances of this client, took 2 years. There was a little bit of an external circumstance with this one because the father didn't want to give up management and he started getting a little bit of dementia, and so the family had to take over, and then they brought in a management company.
In this particular case, you're exactly right. It was a very senior father of the household, and he was well into his 90s, and he'd been self-managing it for decades and decades and decades, and he did not want to give up control. and the rent that they were getting was well below half of what the market would bear. I think they were getting $500 or $600, and the market they could easily get $1,000 or $1,200 all day long on what the units that they have. So it was not a good time for them to to transition into and hiring a property manager at the time, until the family finally decided you're not in good health, and the father was facing dementia and some other health challenges, and finally they made the change to hire us. So the point of it is, you definitely don't know what business you can earn unless you stay in contact and you stay in touch with those prospective clients. And even if it takes a couple of years, you can still win that business even after that long of a time.
Not all clients take that long. Normally they don't take that long. Said was important. He didn't want to give up control. So he would not have been a good client for any property management company because he would have been a micromanager. And he knew that, and that's why it never happened. But because you kept on contacting every once in a while, just seeing how they were doing, seeing how the family was doing, then when it was time and the family stepped in and said, this property management company could make us a lot more money because they will raise rents and they will do things correct, then it's time to switch over. And that is what we're doing right now. We are raising rents and we are getting a lot more money for them. But like you said, if we wouldn't have kept those touches going with our pipelines that we have, we would never have known.
Keeping in touch with your clients is critical. Keeping in touch with your prospective clients is critical. These are things to keep in mind when you're doing business, period.
One thing you said, and it's understanding the client, understanding the family atmosphere, being able to read your client, being able to read the personality. Psychology is such a big part of this. And when you follow up, understanding, writing down those things of what's going on in their family, what kind of external circumstances do they have. It's not just a quick transaction, it's building that trust. And that's what you did. You built that trust with this family because you kept on just seeing how they are doing, what's going on in their life. And that's the key point. You're building trust here. You're not just calling up and just trying to do a quick transaction. It's really what is a win-win for these people. Really, at the end of the day, what is going to help them? And we knew we could help them from day one. We knew that if they brought it on with us, we could double rents easily. But at the time, it wasn't right because he wasn't ready. And we will not bring on owners that are micromanagers because it's not a win-win. We wait until the right time, and then when they're ready and not to be micromanagers, we can make them a lot more money, but it has to be the right time.
It was the daughter who had contacted us over 2 years ago. It was a daughter who we were in contact with, and it explained the story. It was her father who had the owner and who had been self-managing it for decades and decades. So yeah, it's definitely, we love doing that type of business though, and it's great. But you're right, it has to be the right time. It has to be the right time and the right fit for them to make that transition. So it's also important to keep in mind, you never want to burn a bridge. You always want to just say, hey, keep the doors open. What if they want to come back? Or, when the time is right, they'll come back and say, yeah, we definitely want to do that. So we definitely are ready to make the change. We're ready to make the change. We're ready to sign up with you. Let's move forward. But sometimes it takes time, and sometimes it's a quick decision. They're ready to make the change today. Sometimes it takes a year or two later. So these are things to keep in mind. But here's the thing you got to always keep in mind. Follow up, period.